Dennysodes 70. Night and day. Sample sent in to us by Lee from all the way out in Hawaii. Lee, thank you. Excited to try this. This is a black and white tea cake blend. Hang out for a sec. Apologies about the video quality if it looks a little off. Something happens with my settings, I don't know. Anyway. Color looks correct. Interesting. Rinse. The quacking upstairs can be ignored. Liqueur is interesting. The color of the leaves makes sense to me. White tea and black tea have that interesting intersection of oxidized leaf color. Really perfumey, flowery, and kind of nutty. Honestly, it smells like really good, like raspberry pastries or something like that. Like, oof. Okay, cheers. The thing that the black tea is doing for me is that it's really filling in that lower bassy profile where the white tea lacks to start here. Fruity, sweet. You know, I think the black tea flavor needs to be right for this combination. I don't want it to be like spicy, earthy. I want it to be kind of that, yeah, that really nutty, not even minerally, just kind of, you know, earth nutty, soft, sweet. Boiling water here again. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit and let this one hang out for quite a bit of time. What I don't want to do is oversteep the black tea part of the cake here, but I do want to make sure I am fully steeping the white tea. I like to give white tea a lot of effort and push. Let's see, actually, if I can get that white guy on background here. So I'm steeping this like a white tea this time. Look at the color on that. Really kind of maple leaf, maroon, orange, this color right here. That like perfect tobacco leaf, fall leaf kind of color. Oof, that is a crisp looking shot right there. And you know, the liqueur, again, I really feel like this blend has a lot more white than black tea in it, which I approve of. I would expect a darker, redder liqueur. I like this idea of having it be like 20% black tea material put in there. Cheers. You know, again, I think this is an interesting idea, and I like the novelty. I like experimenting, and there shouldn't be rules, even if rules come to be for good reason. Interesting. I'm gonna boil the water one more time here and just keep going. Full on boil on this one. Come on. So sorry. This is a boring one for everybody. Really nice lasting sweetness. I think that there's something to this conceptually, like I said. And actually, I think this is a pretty good attempt. I don't know the ratios of blending and anything like that. Let me take a look here and see. On the website, sun-dried, black tea, white tea. Okay. Jingu material. Huh. No real information about the blend ratios and things like that. Okay, so white tea tip is just agitation. So liqueur is already really dark, but we're gonna go ahead and re-agitate the water. So white tea is not rolled. 1 second. And back. Must go after this to saute some vegetables. Nice big leaves there. Okay. You know, it's really interesting because the black tea nose is very apparent. Yeah. Cozy cookie kind of a thing. It's nice. The white tea that they picked on this, I don't think is too fruity or too high noted and like flowery and crisp. It's like in the 7 to 8 range on the 1 to 10, and the black tea is in the lower range, and so it kind of makes more sense as opposed to just like really intense high notes and super tropical fruit, and then, you know, trying to match that with something that's a bit more savory and dark and nutty doesn't, I mean, I don't know, prove me wrong, but I don't think it would be as flavorful or as enjoyable. This is just kind of a cohesive profile. The flavors match and blend well together. Much more of the black tea. Interesting. I think the white tea, my complaint, if there is one, is the white tea is a little short-lived on this, or at least bring it out like a white tea. You get a bit more of the tannin, catechin, black tea flavor from it. So that's kind of the challenge of something like this, I think, especially with white tea, is the extraction rate will differ dramatically. So I really actually would be curious about instruction from Bitterleaf on their website about parameters on this tea specifically. 10 cents a gram, they say Although experimental in nature, this tea's budget beating price makes it low risk, high reward. Hey, I like it. And 25-gram sample here. Do they do any difference in pricing here? So it's $3 for 25-gram sample. This is fun. This is a fun one. The packaging is beautiful. If you take a look at the actual website, the actual cake itself looks stunning, just truly phenomenal. So, I mean, if you were to, unfortunately, the cake could actually change in color, but if you were to have a cake hanging out on a wall, this cake would scream autumn to me. Just really, really beautiful. So, fun one from Bitterleaf. Haven't had a bunch of their teas yet. Lee, thank you so much for sending this out. This was a kind of a first look at this one. I know I'll drink through this one again. More of an exploring brewing parameters, but so far so good. My general sense of it is it's a good concept that seems to be executed fairly well. I need to get the brewing parameters set up a little bit more to my liking. Maybe the first couple steepings might just be the best for a tea like this, which makes sense for both white tea and black tea. So to expect it to go much longer than, what is this, probably my fourth steeping, probably doesn't make a lot of sense. It does make sense. I'm getting into more of the bitter black tea based notes without a lot left on this. So we'll see how this closes out right here. Cheers. Yeah, I think the first two steepings is the go for this one, and given how clean the rinse is, actually, I'm still looking at it right now. I would drink the rinse on this one. So yeah, I think the first three steepings in this would be super solid. Like I said, I'll probably bring this one back on again as part of just my daily rotation. I think that actually my wife, Mrs. Pencil Shavings, would really enjoy this one. God, I don't think she understands that reference, thankfully. Otherwise, I would get divorced. You know, it's kind of interesting. Not that I would want to drink these steeps, but to taste a bit of the black tea profile a bit more in these later steepings. Get a sense of it. Yeah, I like. Again, I like the profile itself. I think it actually works pretty well. Not sure this is something that I would personally gravitate to beyond giving it a flyer for myself. But you know, if you're a black tea person, I think this is more of a black teas drinkers white tea combo. Frankly, I think for me, just speaking selfishly, personally, I really enjoy the fruity, bright notes of white tea. This to me isn't that. It's sweet though. It's very mellow, not bitter at all. It's just kind of a different profile. And so if you're more of a black tea drinker who likes the kind of fruity, sweet, cookie flavors that you can get from black teas without as much earthiness, this is probably a really solid look with nice sweetness, nice lasting flavors. Go give someone a high five today. Hope you guys are doing awesome. See ya. Bye.